What's up, everybody? How's your day going? Hopefully you can hear me. Gee whiz. Damn. Woo! What's up, man? 6:45. What's going on, everybody? Man, I feel great this morning. That's a really good song. I don't know if you guys are familiar or not. Obviously, there's the original War song from back in the day, Lowrider, but this Dogface dude, man, this dude on the longboard, right? Everybody remembers this viral video of him he literally just threw a skateboard under him, grabbed a little Ocean Spray juice, and was listening to, if I remember right, Fleetwood Mac, and just cruising down the road. And the video went viral, and it's so inspirational, man. You see that stuff, and there's just a good feel-good to it, that so many people connected with that video. And then now he's actually in a music video with Snoop Dogg. And I believe the original guy from War is doing the vocals on the Lowrider part. But such a cool song, such a cool story, man. I'm gonna try to recreate that. I'm gonna get me a skateboard and a jug of juice and see what happens, right? It's been long enough. Some of those things, man, when you can reignite it, right? That's the plan for the rest of my life. Just ride somebody else's coattails. I can see it now. Nope, that's just the bridge of Kentucky. I gotta go to work. Work is hectic, and that's the reason I'm taking off a little earlier than usual, and unfortunately having my wife take the boys to school because I'm a truck driver today. For the first time in a while, actually. I don't want to go too much detail, but we do have another guy now that has his commercial license and is able to drive a semi-truck. And he has been, well, since I took vacation to do the roof, we were kind of forced our hand a little bit to have somebody else do it. So he's been doing it, but where we have this holiday this week, and like I said, we're doing 5 days worth of work in 3, that means, you know, the behind the scenes guys like me and this other fella, we've got to get the supplies back and forth, if that makes sense. Yep, gonna be on the road today, which it's kind of cool, man. I mean, I don't know, when I was doing it 3 times a week, it got miserable, right? But I haven't done it in a while, so I'm kind of excited to do it. Dust the old boots off, do a pre-trip real quick. But love you guys. I appreciate the reaction so far and the turnout on the latest vlog. I was up very late doing that. It turns out the last scene you would have seen yesterday was my son, and you know, like I told my wife last night, no, does he hang out with me a lot? No. But he was out there cameramanning for me and everything last night and kicking it with me. Now, the reason is because he wanted me to call my cell phone provider that I have my plan through, which is Spectrum, so that I could fix his iPhone, right? And I told her, like, my first reaction is like, well, he only done it because he wanted something. And then my second reaction was like, who cares? Like, I'm just glad that he hung out with me. But that last scene that you guys seen, it was like 6:45, 7 o'clock, something like that. And I say, I guess you want me to go in there and call Spectrum. Anyway, man, we should call Spectrum, huh? So I'll tell you what, I could just look on here what time I called Spectrum. Wow. It was 8 o'clock. So yeah, so that adds up, actually. I called Spectrum at 8 o'clock last night and was on the phone for 37 minutes, 16 seconds. So yeah, so 8:30 is when I finally got off the phone with Spectrum, got his cell phone fixed, and then, which is a whole nother story, man. And I hate customer service in that sense. I hate it. They are so rude. They just want to, it's just a big shit show. It's a joke, man. I literally told them the situation. Now here I'm paying, it's $1,000 that I gave for his phone, $1,099, so might as well $1,100 that I gave for his phone, and I'm paying monthly payments on it. I've got it paid down to $700, right? So I've paid $400 on this cell phone so far, not to mention the service that I'm paying for. I'm also paying like $33 per line per month. And for the last 3 freaking months, his phone's been broke. And for the last 2, this cell phone repair store has had it. So I go in there and explain that to them, and I said, well, this cell phone repair store finally gave me a loaner phone. All I want to do is put my son's number, his line on this phone temporarily until they're done fixing his, and then switch it back. And the lady at the store, the local store here, said, I understand, I sympathize with you. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's a brand new SIM card, because it's an older iPhone, it takes an actual physical SIM. She said, here's a brand new SIM card. She said, call the Spectrum Wireless and tell them the whole story you just told me, and tell them that I told you don't, because they're going to try to get you to add a line, and you don't want to add a line to your service. It's a whole nother line that you're going to pay for the rest of your life. And I was like, all right, I appreciate it. And so I'm ready for that. I call Spectrum and I say, hey, told them the situation. Here's the deal. I got a loaner phone, and I actually have a brand new SIM card that the lady at my local office gave me, and told me that you're going to tell me I got to add a line. And she goes, yeah, you have to add a line. I'm like, no, I don't want a new line. I don't want a new number. And that defeats the whole purpose of him getting into his iCloud account or whatever, because you have to have that phone number to verify it, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it was a shit show, and she's like, oh, and you got to pay this much right now. I said, can't you just bill me for that? My payment's paid up to date. They just pulled an auto pay out of $224 on Sunday, and just bill me. And she was like, yeah, we could do that. And then she puts me on hold, comes back and goes, hey, the credit card that you have on file, the payment didn't go through. I said, yeah, because I didn't transfer money in there because you just said you could bill me. Anyway, it's a shit show, guys, but today's not going to be a shit show. Today is going to be fantastic. We're going to be over the road. And love you guys, man. You guys are fantastic, and I hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's almost Turkey Day. We only got 2 more days, and we're eating some turkey, baby. Woo! Woo! Look at that sunset, boys. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Yeah, one of the other things that'll never change is me forgetting my sunglasses. Dadgummit. What's up, everybody? How's your day going? Hopefully you can hear me. I gotta put a little headphone warning thing down there. I'm not trying to scream. Not only is it super loud in here, but I have these Raycons in, so I can't really tell. I wanted to wait until I was out of the truck to continue the vlog. I didn't record anything on the way up here because I had a co-driver with me. Being that I haven't driven the truck for a while, I had another guy temporarily driving the truck. He brought it down to me, met me here at 7 a.m. this morning, and then we tag teamed it to the place where I had to drop him off at. And then I went to another location, switched the loads, and now I'm on my way back. But it appears it's going to be dark before I get back, and I want to get this off my chest, man. I had a pretty long conversation on the phone with somebody about this subject earlier. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. And much love and respect to you, dog. Just keep doing your thing, man. But as you've seen by the thumbnail, the question I present is there anything good that we can quantify from all this? Is there anything that's going to make this whole thing worth it, this whole thing that's going on? Yeah, before I get into this, let me just say, you guys have heard me critique a lot of this situation, and there's things on both sides. It's quite obvious some of the things that this guy has said that I have a problem with, but that's what I do. I just say my little piece about it, keep it moving, and I do it in a respectful, tactful way that even he, can respect, if you will. And this guy here also, when he came on there heated, and I get it, man, sometimes you're heated, you say stuff that you shouldn't say, and you take it further than what you want to take it. But, obviously, man, I took big issue with him saying that he was having people drive by somebody's house and watch when somebody's got kids and all that. Dude, I don't play like that, man. But, he's since calmed it down. And, it seems like they both move a little bit more calculated on both sides of this thing. And kind of just watching their step, if you will. But when you look at it from a perspective, and that's the way I try to look at everything anymore for some reason, I don't know why, but I try to look at everything as is there anything good from this? Is there anything, does this in 10 years from now, when they look back on this, will it all just be for naught, like a big waste, just a bunch of arguing for nothing? And on the surface, yeah, pretty much. It's just a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of just childish stuff and a bunch of paranoia, I think, at the core of this. But that's for another day. I got a point that I'm trying to make here. When you look at it from an outsider perspective like me, that at the core of this argument, that it morphed into not just being what so-and-so said about so-and-so, or what so-and-so was going to do to so-and-so, or if there's, fake diss tracks and all that, but it kind of morphed into, if you will, the pivot point of all of this seems to now be who is more interested in helping the up-and-coming artists. Like, which side, if you will, is it the Adam Calhoun, Mises, and all that side that's more willing to help the next artist who's trying to come up in the country rap scene? Or is it Ryan Upchurch? And it's almost like they're both trying to prove that one or the other, is the winner of that, if you will. And in that case, there is something that good will come from it. Like, because they're almost fighting over, just like a week or so ago, you seen this kid right here, Bubba, come in there, entered into the rundown, and there was some back and forth in the comment section or whatever, and there was a little bit of flack. They were catching a little bit of heat over there because somebody in the chat was like, "Oh man, y'all ain't really trying to help the next artist. Y'all just in here trying to clown on them." And that must have struck a chord because, And I'm not saying this is what they're doing by any means. This is just me speculating. This is me talking shit as I do. Hey, nice to meet you. I've got you, man. This is kind of what I do. But, it seemed to me that was another one of those opportunities, was to be like, all right, then look, y'all think we don't help out? Come on, I'll fly you out. And I think that's a fantastic opportunity for that Bubba K kid. And it sucks that he, is getting hate just because who he went out with. I mean, let's be real, guys. 2 years ago, it would have been the same thing in everybody's eyes. Whether he went to Upchurch's or Calhoun's house, that whole community would have looked at it the same. Either way, would have been like, "Oh hell yeah, man! That means he's working with Calhoun. Oh, that means he's working with Ryan, and he's working with the whole, the whole clique, man. He's country rap, man. That's what's up." But now all of a sudden, 2 years later, if he goes to Adam Calhoun's house to work on an album in his home studio, then every single Upchurch fan is, "Hey man, let's just write him off. Nah, that Bubba K, nah, forget him, man." Which is crazy, right? But then, after seeing all that come out, all of a sudden, Upchurch today takes it up a notch. And not only is he, promoting Just Trey stuff in the community tab, but he literally uploaded a video straight up on the channel of Just Trey. And I was kind of confused because I'm like, dude's got his own channel, and just a community post will do, but it's almost like it's a one-up thing. Like, oh yeah, you want to bring one to your home studio? Well, check this out. I'll upload his video right on my YouTube channel with 3 million subs. Your move. But as I said, like the title of this video, is there anything good that'll come from it? Hell yeah. These young artists are actually getting the help they deserve because these two groups are fighting to prove which one's willing to help more. So, hey, if you're an up-and-coming country rap artist, man, just go in one of these chats. Go to Ryan's chat or go to Calhoun's or the Rundown and say, "Man, I've been trying to rap for years and I don't think none of y'all's trying to help me." Huh? What'd you say? Oh, you'll help me more than Ryan? Well, I don't know. Ryan said that he was going to... I don't know, dude. I'm trying to make something light of it. I'm trying to make something out of it that's not a dark, sad, dying genre, you know, that is going to die because it's getting ate up from the inside out. Like, all the major players of this hate each other. I mean, that's crazy. Just like I said, 2 years ago, if you said something about Adam Calhoun, you had problems with Adam and Ryan. If you said something about Ryan, you have problems with Ryan and Adam. Nowadays, you can't even say you like either one of them without the other one having a problem with it. Like Adam Calhoun, that Shook Ones, that song is dope, dude. That's been in my playlist since he dropped it. Ryan Upchurch, man, that song with JJ Lawhorn, man, dude, that song was, well, I pray for you, brother. That shit's dope, dude. But I'm the only one that's allowed to say that. You know what gives me the superpower? It's almost like having an N-word card in the you-know-what community. But, and that's been a question I've been getting a lot lately, is what, you know, what do I know, or how do I get this superpower? My superpower is, I don't need either one of them to survive. Right? And I don't mean survive as in a paycheck, or survive as in, you know, I'm not going to have, it's going to take food off my plate, or I'm looking at a gift horse in the mouth, or whatever, biting the hand that feeds me. You know, none of that stuff. But I mean, to survive on here, on this platform, I don't need either one of them to do that. And I think that's what's happened too in some of these cases, is some of these guys have got themselves in a corner with one or the other, and they know that if they, you know, that's going to bite the hand that feeds them. They can't go outside of that, which it should never be that way, you know. And that's why I love and thoroughly enjoy sharing my day-to-day stuff and my family life and all that sort of thing, because that's who I really am. And I know it doesn't get as much views. Hell, my video last night of just me explaining to you guys of how the less depressed I am, the less I hit the snooze button. I knew I wasn't going to perform that well because it's not that kind of video, but it done good enough for me, and that's all I want from here. That's all I want, is those people who don't care if it's a hot topic or not. They just want to hang out with me for 30 to 40 minutes every day in the evening, or in their truck, or in their, you know, grappler truck, or their semi-truck, or with their wife, or, you know, whatever it is they're doing. One guy said he was an over-the-road trucker and drives, you know, 60 hours a week, and just likes to listen to the video, man. And that's who I need to survive. It's those people. That's who I need. And those are the people that I care about. Those are the people that I don't want to hurt, or I don't want to mislead or lie to. And that's the reason I've always kept it real, regardless which side it is. And some of you guys out there are really lately losing a lot of credibility with me and losing a lot of respect with me. You know, it's crazy to think that an artist that I listen, you know, to their music, right? Let's just take a random artist. That sign says Durst right there. So let's just say Fred Durst, right? Let's just say Fred Durst is one of my favorite artists, and I love all of his music. I'm a huge fan. I know every lyric to every song that he's ever made. If he came out tomorrow and there was a guy named Jim Jam that made a diss track about him. Now imagine me, you know, taking the next 3 days of my life to dig up every bit of dirt on Jim Jam that I can, and completely turn my channel around. I mean, maybe my channel before that was mainly based on hunting deer or repairing four-wheelers. But for the next 3 days, I forced my people to look at background checks of Jim Jam, because he said something about Fred Durst, man. Y'all look silly, bro. Y'all look silly, and nobody at the top's ever going to tell you directly, because they don't want to hurt your feelings, and they don't want to lose the support entirely. But I'm willing to bet that the people at the top, that's not what they want from you, Bubba. They just want your support, but not unwavering, blind support, right? I don't know, man. This whole thing's silly, and somebody else tell me. I challenge somebody else. Let's try to find something else good that comes of this, besides the fact that young artists are going to get the help, even if it is because people are fighting over it. who doesn't more. But yeah, y'all let me know in the chat or make your own video and let me know what you think about it. And Trey Hilly was like, man, thanks for the shout out, dude. Anytime, brother. Are you serious? I should have shouted you out. I should say your name every day in these videos, man. Much love. I'll see you guys when I get back to the shop, man. My arm's starting to burn, dude. I can't hardly hold this. 2 days in a row. 10,000 of them bad boys. It's funny that it would happen at the same place both days, though. You know how hard it is to get 10,000 steps in and also be in a semi-truck for 90% of the day? Not easy. And yeah, it's 6 o'clock right now. That's what time I took off this morning. But it's Taco Tuesday, people, and I just told her I want to switch it up a little bit. I can't just do regular tacos. Like, I got to get something a little bit different. But I hate to do this to you. I was up really late last night, so I'm gonna have to do this to you. But I'm gonna cut this thing off, man. I want to say this: I've seen the comments. Don't get me wrong. I've not answered any of them because I don't want to answer it individually. But I've seen a lot of comments now that we're really closing in on that day 100. Really, I mean, we're almost like just 2 weeks away from it. So the comments are starting to come through of, are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep going? And I don't want to leave you guys without an answer at all. So, tomorrow's vlog. I know, you're like, I hate this guy. I made you wait till the next day to see the Christmas lights and everything. But tomorrow's vlog, I am going to answer that question of whether or not I will go past the 100th day and continue the vlogs. But what's the next goal, though? 150? I mean, if you're going to do 150, you might as well do 200, right? But I don't want to even hint around or influence what my decision is going to be. I've been talking to some people about it, though, trying to strategize and what would be the best plan. But let's just say tomorrow I will answer that question for everybody. So if that's something you're curious about and you've commented it down below and never got an answer back from me, just tune in tomorrow and I will let you know what the plan's going to be after that 100th day, because we already know what's going to happen on that 100th day, baby. The vlog's going to be me walking in there and paying that mother truck off, baby. Woo! No, not you. Yeah.